Alright, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, noise in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. This is about this woman, Kamala Harris, or Kamala Harris, alright, who you Jakes were hell-bent on putting in office as one of your vice leaders over the nation of Babylon, or the city of Babylon, aka America. Somebody who you Jakes were hell-bent on putting a person in there because they have the same color as you, not knowing that this woman has a complete hatred for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, mainly the black man. Because intel came out that our father, even though he may be from Jamaica, that her father was indeed an Elamite, and our mom is an Elamite, and she really accept our what you call Indian heritage over our so-called black heritage. But see, you Jakes, man, you don't care about the history of these folks. As long as they can push your wickedness and allow you to do what you want to do, that's negating the law, statutes, and commandments, you don't give a damn if this could be in Hitler reincarnated. You would still put him in office because the simple fact, this appears to be a black woman. And you black man out there, you should have known that the so-called black woman was going to vote for Biden and Kamala off the simple fact because they're, for one thing, the black woman has an undying love for the white man. And on top of that, you got this, what appears to be a so-called black woman that's in power. So no matter how deep and dark and lethargic our history is against people of color, the women don't care, because the woman, they don't care for the man. You black women, you don't care for the so-called black man anyway. All right. You have an utter disdain and a total hatred for your men, and you would do anything to see this man eradicated. You'd do anything to see that this man has a foot on his neck, or you would do anything to see this man at the bottom of your foothold. And if these two creeps that they got in office, which they're both demons, if their whole campaign is coming against the so-called black man, Hispanic, and Native American men, you black women are all for it. Okay? Because that's how much hatred you have towards your male counterpart. All right? So it says, Kamala Harris has been tough on black people, not crying. All right? Which this bitch, she don't give a damn about Jake, But it says a couple months ago, I was chilling at my partner house watching football. It says during a commercial break, we started talking about Kamala Harris. And my partner's older cousin shouted, Kamala Harris, she's been locking niggas up at Renee, referring to Oakland courthouse since way back in the day, and was doing it with a smile on her face, right? Because the so-called black woman, even though we speculate that she's a heathen, all right, some brothers, beg to differ. They beg to say that she may be a Jake, but the case in point about it is she ain't for the people. Whether she's an Israelite or an Elamite or an Edomite, all right, there's been different stories that's been thrown around out there. The fact she don't care about you so-called black men, all right, and that's the case in point. That's the purpose of the video. But what you stupid Negroes do, you go down there and you decide you want to vote for her, which they stole that election from Trump, because if you look at it, Trump really won the popular vote. He won more states than Biden did, clearly. All right, but he got 290 some electoral votes, and Trump, he didn't receive that many, so therefore Biden was selected. But it says here, he wasn't wrong. Kamala Harris has spent her career as a district attorney of Alameda County, San Francisco, and the attorney general, aka the top cop in California. All right, and if you name the top cop, that's a hell of a reputation. I have a locking niggas up, because it's no coincidence that Biden had what you call the not the criminal reform, but the crime bill back in 1994, I believe, or during like the late 80s that was leading up into the mid 90s, even into the Clinton administration. This guy Biden basically told you, yes, we pretty much in a roundabout way, he said we created the modern day nigga, and yes, we created their condition, but we need them off the streets. We need to get rid of these motherfuckers, man. And what are the chances that you pair the match made in hell up in the latter days to be president and vice president? They both got one agenda, and that's to do away with you Israelites, period. And you tribes, you're gonna find out that your beloved Kamala and that creepy Joe or crazy Joe is not going to do a damn thing for you but put more hell on you, But it says here, as someone from the Bay Area and living in Oakland, I am constantly reminded of our history of locking black people up in the Bay Area. Our track record consisted of terrorizing black communities through the prison industrial complex, and she has been constantly showing herself to be an enemy to the masses of black people. But while I admit the symbol of having a black woman as president sounds nice, it doesn't exclude Kamala from being critiqued. I operate under the political belief that there are no good presidents, and that's true. They all are puppets. Presidents are just figureheads for the white supremacist settler colonial state. That's another true point. I aim to have a principled critique of our record that advances black political thought. Yet Twitter has been full of misogynist critics of Kamala. But it is important we critique her while avoiding misgendering, as there is no place for misgendering the black liberation movement. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's look up this word. Alright, because you people, man, and that's one thing about Jake. Jake be talking facts and truth, and then all of a sudden they come with some left-hand bullshit. Alright, so it says here, it says misogyny is directed towards black women where race and gender both play roles. It says the term was coined by queer black feminist Moya Bailey, who created the term to address misogyny directed towards black women in America, visual of popular culture. Okay, basically, man, feminism, you know, racism against women of color. But hey, Kamala, she's not right. All right, she's a demon, and you gonna find out the hard way for you Jakes out there that wanted to put this damn demon in office. Because like I said, man, she didn't have a change of mind. She didn't have a change of sentiment. This is how she feels about you, and this is why women ain't supposed to be in power. But nonetheless, you Jakes gonna find out, man, that these demons are not for your benefit. And we can't wait to say we told you so. Alright, so this is the book of Psalms. What is it? 141, I believe. One second here. Alright, so this is Psalms 14, and I'm going to start at verses 4. It says, have all the workers of iniquity have no knowledge? It says, who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Lord. Right. You know, because, hey, this pair here, they're set up to destroy the race. Okay. You're going to see, because, you know, your boy Biden was talking about as soon as he get inaugurated, he's going to put together a coronavirus task force that's going to be responsible for pretty much, you know, with the state of being of the pandemic, you know, about the inoculations and so forth, lockdowns, things like that, because his whole mission was to quell the pandemic, and that comes at any cost, even if it means locking your black behinds up, you know. But it says here, whether it was a declining to advocate for the legalization of marijuana in California, in which black people are arrested at the highest rate, or our failure to support body cameras for the police, while simultaneously opposing legislation that would require her office to independently investigate a police shooting. Kamala is not for the people. She's not. She even defended the 3 strikes law, which black people are incarcerated at a rate 12 times higher than whites. See? But yet, this article is coming out, but you dumbass niggas, you would negate this. You wouldn't even look into the facts. The fact that it appears that you got a black bitch in office that you think gonna do something for your monkey asses, man. Excuse my French. But it says Kamala Harris has demonstrated through her action that she does not value black lives, but rather supports our death via the central carceral state. But Kamala's support of the death penalty, which is a modern day form of lynching that has executed hundreds of innocent people and also disproportionately affected black people, proves that she doesn't value black lives. Kamala even advocated that an innocent black man whose name was Kevin Cooper, who was a death row inmate and had a trial that was rooted in overt racism and corruption, be executed. So even though she knew that the evidence was against this man, she knew that the trial was tweaked, she knew that you had 12 racist jurors that was going to convict this man no matter what, she was all for it, knowing that he was innocent, man. That's crazy. But furthermore, it says here, in matter of fact, when the old girl that was going against her on CNN, when she was exposing her, you should have seen her face, man. She had to put her head down, you know. But hey, y'all gonna find out. Got a match made in hell in office. But it says here, she advocated for this even though Kevin had DNA evidence that proved his innocent, yet Kamala Harris opposed it until the New York Times exposed the case. But furthermore, America has no moral ability to be able to decide who's lives and who dies. The death penalty is fundamentally racist, yet Kamala supports it, furthering her record as tough on crime politician. But not only has she failed to support policies that might improve the lives of black people, she has defended the need for prison slavery. This is who you put in there. Remember, But what's dangerous about Kamala is that she weaponizes civil rights language, but however her actions prove otherwise. But for the instance, she said the idea that we incarcerate people to have an indentured servitude, wow, slavery, is one of the worst possible perceptions. But I feel very strongly about that. It evokes images of chain gangs, but despite making a connection between prison labor and chain gangs, push back against the federal order to expand an early parole program, arguing that it will deplete their stock of prison labor. Wow, that money. Especially inmates who fight wildfires. These inmates make $1 an hour, which is a form of slavery. But Kamala is not only a super cop, but an adamant defender of the institution of policing that is rooted in slave patrol. So basically, she's with you niggas getting gunned down, man. All right, and you gonna see on this man's watch, a lot more you jakes are gonna get gunned down. All right, all these coons like TD Fakes and Reverend Not Right and Farrakhan and all these other guys, Barack Insane Obama, all these people who you hold on a pedestal, you're gonna find out that none of them gave a damn about you and none of them was gonna come to your rescue. But hey, that's what happens when you trust in oppression, man. All right, so this is the book of Psalms 83:1. It says here, keep not silence, thou silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be still, not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and it says, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, and they have said, come and let them cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Okay, so this is basically what's going on. All these presidential elections, they all have one commonality: to eviscerate you jakes, or to find out how to put you back into slavery. But you don't want to hear the prophets. We're talking crazy. It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites and Moab and Hagarenes and the Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, Philistines and the Hires of Tyre, Ashurus also join with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot. Okay, so these are all the nations that are hell-bent on seeing the eradication of the so-called Negro, Hispanic, and Native American. And guess what? None of them is going to come to your aid. All right, because for one thing, this is the Lord's anger that's kindled against you, because you refuse to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So therefore, the Lord is going to do away with you, man. All right. All right, so I got another precept here. This is the book of Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? Okay. It says here, for the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman should compass a man. And pay attention when it says a new thing, because that was unheard of. Now you got this woman right here that's sitting at one of the highest positions in the world, and she's a woman. That's gonna put a lot of pride on our women, mainly the Israelite woman, because for the simple fact she appears to be a woman of color, which she is a woman of color, but I don't believe she's an Israelite. She looks like it based on that stout look, and she may be a nigga woman, but at the end of the day, the fact she's still a woman, and that pompous attitude and that hatred displayed is going to cause a lot of women to get left behind. And it's the perfect chess game that the Lord is playing with our people, because based on these particular notions that Esau set up, a lot of our women are going to get rebellious, because they're going to find opportunity in the fact that Kamala is VP of the United States. So they're like, wait a minute, if she's vice president, that means I could just walk over my man. I can do what I want to do to him. I can say what I want to say to him. And the Lord is not dealing with that, man. Lord is not dealing with that at all. So it's a dangerous territory. This is a dangerous thing to be getting wrapped up, involved in, putting your mind around a bunch of false sentiments, But anyway, I got another precept here. This is the book of Jeremiah. No, Isaiah. I get the two mixed up. The book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, 22nd verse. All right, because you heathens, man, you will have a big judgment coming due to what you've done to the Israelites. All right, so this is the book of Isaiah 42:22. It says here, but this is a people robbed and spoiled, and Kamala robbed and spoiled a lot of Jakes. Like, you give a Jake the death penalty that's innocent. That's sad, man. That's not even cool. That's not even ethical. Okay, it says here, all of them are snared in holes, which them holes goes into them ghettos and them projects. They are hidden prison houses. Your prisons, what they call the penitentiary or the joint. When Jake said, oh man, I just did a 15-year bid for something I ain't do. You got a nigga that did fucking 10 years for stealing 2% milk. Like, give me a break, man. You got to understand that these laws are set up in order to detour Jake, in order to railroad our people into a path of destruction, because once you institutionalize a person, they come out thinking and behaving the same way. They oftentimes comes out worse, and then you can't get a job when you get out. You can't get proper shelter. You can't own any type of licensing, so to speak, because you got a felony. So what do you resort to doing? You resort to getting back in the streets, and that's a plan that Esau have done to really trap and destroy Jake. And we're reading about it. It says they are all of them are snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses, and they are for a prey, and none delivered, and for a spoil, and none save restore. So what make you think Kamala, or Kamala as I call her, make you think that she's trying to still restore you Jakes? You think she had a change of heart because she's in the White House now, or she's soon to be sworn in on June the 20th? You think she has a different sentiment? Hell no, man. They feel the same way. If anything, they're getting ready to exercise more power on you tribes, man. They're getting ready to put more hell on you Israelites. But hey, don't listen to us. Just let the reality be what it's going to be. But anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and blessings and salutations into the hopeful. Like, and with that, Shalom, Baba Paul.